Hello and welcome. This is the YouTube League. I am Ryan and this is Max.
Hey, what's up?
We'll be talking about what's going on in the NFL, what's the latest news. We'll talk a little bit about fantasy football, and we'll basically explore the world of football. Okay, let's get this show started. First, let's talk about what Wes Welker's neck injury. The New England Patriots wide receiver Wes Welker told the Boston Herald he was okay after sustaining a neck injury during Saturday night's preseason game. Welker was injured while tackling Detroit Lions safety Ricardo Silva on an interception return during the second quarter of a 34-10 loss. Wow, the Patriots lost to the Lions. The Lions look pretty good this year, I guess. The Patriots announced Welker had a neck injury during the game, but didn't give any updates afterward. Welker was New England's leading receiver last season, catching 86 passes for 848 yards. He caught a 44-yard touchdown pass from Tom Brady in the second quarter Saturday for the Patriots' first touchdown of the game. He's a tough guy, Brady told the Herald. There's nobody tougher than Wes Welker. He's mentally, physically, he's as good as there is. He's a huge part of our offense. Now, with Ocho Cinco also getting passes from Tom Brady, I'm questioning if this Patriots offense will be the best in the league this year. All right, next story. Briggs' contract. Lance Briggs, a linebacker for the Chicago Bears, noticed some of the big money deals that other linebackers received this offseason, and he wants one too. Though he has 3 years left on a 6-year, $38 million contract, Briggs confirmed without elaboration to the Chicago Tribune on Saturday that he recently broached the subject of a pay raise with the Bears. He apparently will demand a trade if he doesn't have a new deal by the end of the season. Briggs, 30, is scheduled to receive $3.9 million this season, including bonuses, $4 million in 2012 and $6.5 million in 2013, according to the Tribune. The newspaper reported that Briggs has asked the Bears to at least flip the $6.5 million base salary in 2013 with this season's $3.9 million. Briggs is a key part to the Chicago's defense, with Brian Urlacher as their linebacker. Lance Briggs is right next to him. They have a talented defense. All right, why don't we take a break from topics and talk about awards? We do a little segment every episode saying who performed well in these latest preseason games this weekend. Why doesn't Max start you off with his first reward?
I personally like him, but I'm going to have to give mine to Tim Hightower, because although it was kind of the offensive line's fault that he was so good, but because they opened up so many holes, he had so much room to go through. But that was because, again, it is preseason, it doesn't really matter, but mine goes to Tim Hightower.
Yeah, we're going to see how a lot of people, for fantasy football fans out there who are watching this, a lot of people are questioning whether they should go out and draft in their fantasy draft. Hightower. I know, Max, you are personally a Redskins fan, so you have liked what Hightower has delivered to your team in the preseason, but many people are not sure that Mike Shanahan may be tricking them, meaning that maybe Hightower won't turn out to be a huge success in the 2012 season.
And again, well, if you're playing fantasy football, you have to have so many people in your league to have Tim Hightower be picked, because there's so many good running backs out there. Tim Hightower definitely isn't one of the best.
True. Yep. I'll say my reward. My award is going out to Wes Welker, who caught a 44-yard touchdown pass from Tom Brady in the second quarter Saturday against the Lions. Even though they lost, that was their only touchdown, and Wes Welker, even injured while tackling a Lions safety, was wide open. He's fooled the cornerback or safety real well, or whoever was covering him, a linebacker, and he was wide open for the touchdown. He contributed a lot in that game until he was injured. All right, back to Max. What's your second award?
I'm going to have to give my second award to Hall for that pick six in the Ravens game.
Yeah, Hall intercepted the ball, and he was struggling to get to the end zone, but he just made it in a nick of time because a lot of Ravens players were chasing him. Yeah, he did pretty well too. The Redskins sadly lost by only a few points. All right, my second award will go out to Antonio Brown, who received a touchdown in the Pittsburgh game, preseason game. Many people and critics have said that he's performed well in the preseason, and hopefully many Steeler fans are hoping that he comes out into the regular season with the same talent that he's been delivering in the preseason. So, all right. Revis said to the Miami Dolphins cornerback Vonta Davis, "Check the tape. That's tape as in the game tape." The message was delivered one day after Davis boasted that he and fellow starter Sean Smith, not the New York Jets tandem of Revis and Antonio Cromartie, were the best cornerback duo in NFL. "He's got to play a couple more years before he's saying all that," Revis said Friday, according to the New York Post. "They're a good tandem, but they have a lot of work to do." Davis wasn't quite as diplomatic Thursday while touting the Dolphins' young cornerbacks. Davis and Smith, both 2009 draft picks, have yet to be selected to a Pro Bowl. "I'm going to go out on a limb and say we're the best tandem in the league," Davis said. The talk didn't seem to bother Revis, who has combined with Cromartie to be named the 3 All-Pro teams and selected to 4 Pro Bowls. "It really don't matter because the film don't lie," Revis said. "The film don't lie. You can say what you want to say. You can say the sky is red, but it ain't red. That's just what it is. We know how we play, and we know what we do on that field, not just as a corner tandem, but as a secondary. We play great football." And do you, Max, think Cromartie and Revis are the best cornerback tandem in the league?
Well, they're up against the Eagles, so...
True, the Eagles do have Rogers, Cromartie, Asante Samuel, and Nnamdi Asomugha, who the New York Jets were close to getting, and if they did, Revis and Nnamdi Asomugha would definitely be the best tandem.
By far.
But Cromartie and Revis did put up good numbers last year and prevented a lot of passes, especially Darrelle Revis. So hopefully they perform as well as they did last year.
How about Manning's injury? Do you think he's going to make it into the season?
Well, you see, he's gonna if Indianapolis doesn't have him by opening kickoff in a few weeks, then they're screwed. I mean, they recently picked up Kerry Collins, a All-Pro quarterback. He's at the end of his career, but they picked him up in case Manning can't make it to the first game.
Hey, Ryan, do you think Megatron's a top receiver this year?
Yeah, I see him as one of the most experienced and deadly receivers out there. Andre Johnson, Roddy White, Deshaun Jackson, Santonio Holmes, and Larry Fitzgerald, are all in his group, but I can't say they're all as big of playmakers as Megatron is. He can make plays that are ridiculous, amazing catches. He'll make something happen when it's most needed. He is a player that you would want on your fantasy team and in the real NFL. I have to say, he is one hell of a wide receiver. Okay, talking about receivers, the top 3 receivers in the league right now. Who do you think, Max?
I'd have to say probably Calvin Johnson, as you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Larry Fitzgerald, although I think Fitzgerald is kind of losing his touch because there's no good quarterback to throw to him, so he's not getting enough practice to stay good. He's still a great wide receiver. I'm not saying he isn't, but who's throwing to him? Kevin Cobb, I think, right?
Yeah, Kevin Cobb is their starter. I believe the Cardinals starter this year.
Yeah, well, he's not even that good. So, I mean, obviously he was replaced by Vince Young, but on the Eagles, but yeah.
True.
And Andre Johnson.
Yep.
Those three.
I agree with you. Andre Johnson is, in my opinion, the best receiver out there. He's huge. He's hard to take down. He catches everything that comes his way. And on the top 100 players of 2011, if anyone watched that on the NFL channel, he ranked number 7 of the top 100 players, higher than Larry Fitzgerald and higher than Calvin Johnson Jr. Yeah, that my list would be the same, I'd have to say. I'd have to say, though, actually it wouldn't be. I'd have to just replace one receiver. I think Calvin Johnson is one of the best, although watching his highlights from last year might just be outmatched to the highlights of Roddy White's last year. Now, Roddy White had a phenomenal season with the Falcons last year as Matt Ryan was bombing to him. And you could say, if your argument could be, well, Matt Ryan is a better quarterback than the quarterback that the Lions had, Matt Stafford, who actually got hurt in midway through the season, so they had a second-string quarterback who I don't even know his name. So Calvin Johnson was getting passes from a less experienced quarterback or a quarterback that wasn't as talented. But I'd have to see how Roddy White performed without Matt Ryan to really make that decision, but I might just have to say Roddy White might be my third receiver. My second, as Max said too, would be Larry Fitzgerald, who hasn't had, like he said, a great passer passing to him. But with Kevin Cobb, hopefully they can connect on more receptions than Larry Fitzgerald got last year. And my number one would, like I said, would be Andre Johnson, an amazing receiver. Okay, tip of the day, a new segment on the show. Let's see, and it's going to be a fantasy football tip. Here it is. For a running back, a running back that you draft should have great hands. A good second running back on your team might be one who ranks up receiving yards. Another good second running back is one of those short yardage specialists. An example, in 2006, Marion Barber of the Cowboys had only 654 yards, but he scored 14 touchdowns, most on short runs. So you'd probably want to pick a running back that can get yards, touchdowns, and have good hands so he never fumbles the snap or the handoff. And to finish the show off, Play of the day. It will be D'Angelo Hall's interception, as we talked about.
My favorite player currently on the Redskins.
Yeah, he's a Redskins fan, as I said earlier. I'm a New York Jets fan, so hopefully when we play the Giants,
kick their butts, dude.
Play the Giants Monday night. All right, that will finish it off for our first episode. All right, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Matt. And this is YTFL.